Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking all about juicy lip products. I initially was going to do a video pretty much only dedicated to lip oils and talking through some of my favorites, but that category quickly expanded to not just include lip oils and also balms and like sheer balmy lipsticks, because I do feel like those three categories are very much connected and they all also give very similar looks. They have also been by far my preferred lip formula over the last, I don't even know how long, a very, very long time. So I have a lot of experience with a lot of different formulas and I pulled a lot of my favorites. Also, I did not pull any lip glosses for this roundup. And the reason being is because I felt like this video would get way too big if I included glosses in this roundup. So this really is just focused on lip oils, lip balms, and sheer balmy lipsticks. Anyways, I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know all of your thoughts on all the products that I'm mentioning today in the comments. And if you have some favorites that you want to share with everybody else, leave them in the comments and hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy today's video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to start off with a product that is probably the trendiest at this very moment. A lot of people are talking about it. It's the Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oil. I actually don't really feel like this lands in the lip oil category because the formula, the texture, everything about this is so unique and so unlike every other tinted lip oil that I have here sitting in front of me. But the reason why I wanted to mention in today's video is because I knew if I didn't, I would be getting a ton of questions about it. And because it is a newer product, I kind of wanted to demo it, talk a little bit about it, and just give you guys my thoughts on it. The texture of this product is so interesting because I feel like it feels way more like a gel-like stain than a lip oil. It feels very lightweight. It almost has that like watery sensation when you apply it and rub your lips together, which is why it reminds me of a stain, because a lot of stains have that texture, but very much unlike a stain, this doesn't dry out the lips at all. And the glossiness does kind of stay and keeps that hydration there. And let me back up there. Yes, I did just say that this was a stain, and that is something that I did not expect with this product at all. When I first applied it and I took it off, I was like, oh, it's still there. But this is probably one of the best staining products that I tried, because before it fades off, it's super comfortable, super hydrating. I love like the light glossiness that it has. And then once it fades off, it just has a nice wash of color and it doesn't dry out the lips or make them feel tight. Okay, wait, here you can see how it stains the lips. I just took it off with a makeup wipe and my lips are completely stained the same color. So next up, I wanted to talk about two products kind of in the same breath, because I do feel like they are almost like dupes of each other. They're very, very, very similar in pretty much every single way. This is the Clarins lip oil and the Dior lip oil. The Dior lip oil has been around for a very long time, but it had a little bit of a resurgence, obviously thanks to TikTok, and it became very, very popular again. And honestly, for a good reason. It's a really beautiful, thicker lip oil texture, but it is a Dior product and it is pricey. They retail for $50 Canadian. The Clarins lip oil is very comparable, if not almost the exact same type of formula, but it does retail for $32 Canadian. And listen, $32 is not inexpensive for a lip oil, but it's $20 less expensive than the Dior one, and it is a very, very comparable formula, and I feel that the Clarins ones are very underrated. I hear like nobody talk about these, and I don't know why, because they're so good, and they've really become probably some of my most worn lip products for day to day. I think I have one of these in every single jacket pocket, purse that I have in my life, and I just constantly reapply it over and over and over again throughout the day. So my favorite color from the Dior line is the shade 020. It's called the Cherry Oil, and it looks really, really deep in the tube, but obviously it does apply quite sheerly. So it kind of just gives like the perfect wash of color that just enhances my natural lip color. The Dior lip oil does also have kind of like a minty cooling sensation, so if you're not into that type of feeling, I would avoid these. And as far as the texture, this does lean more on the gloss side. I feel like this feels like a traditional gloss in a lot of ways. It's not sticky, but it does have a little bit of tackiness to it where it feels like it's holding onto the lips. The iron shade that I chose is Lovely Rose. I honestly like so many of them. I can barely even choose my favorite. And they both even have the same giant doe foot applicators. I actually find that the Clarins one has a little bit more of that lip oil texture. It's not as thick and sticky as the Dior one. So texture-wise, I do actually prefer the Clarins because it just doesn't feel as thick on the lips. It has a very, very light tint, perfect wash of color, and I actually feel like this is also slightly glossier and shinier compared to the Dior one. So overall, I do prefer the Clarins over the Dior. They're both nice, but this is better. Okay, next let's talk about a drugstore favorite. This is by far probably my #1 favorite glossy, balmy product from the drugstore. It's the Burt's Bees Squeezy Tinted Lip Balm, and this is actually a brand new scent and color that they just released that I am obsessed with. It's called Cocoa Crush. All the other colors that they've come out with thus far are really beautiful, but they're more on the brighter side. This is the first more nudie color that they released, and not only is it like a nudie brown, but it smells like hot chocolate. I want all of my lip products to smell like hot chocolate. It is delicious, and I cannot stop applying it simply because it smells so good, and thankfully it does also look really awesome. So these are squeezy tubes, so you do have to squeeze it onto your finger to apply. This feels so nice on the lips. It's a real balm-like texture. There's no stickiness, no tackiness. Very different, obviously, from the Dior, the Clarins, and of course the Rare Beauty. It's very much a tinted lip balm, and it also feels extra hydrating because of that. So if you're looking for something that's just very natural looking, that's great for day to day, that gives you a little bit of color, but not too much color, I would go for something like this. Staying within the drugstore, I had to mention this guy. This is the Revlon Super Lustrous Shine in 006 Sparkling Honey. This is another lip product that also went kind of viral on TikTok, but I would just like to say, I've been using this far before it went viral. I remember I used to talk about this like nonstop a couple years back. And honestly, I was very grateful for when it did go viral on TikTok because it reminded me to take it out of my collection. This is a lipstick that feels like a lip balm. I honestly haven't pulled this out of my collection in such a long time, and I don't know why, because every single time I put it on, I'm reminded at how this is probably one of my favorite lipsticks I have in my collection. It is just the perfect formula. It feels so comfortable. It's very lightweight, very balm-like, of course, so luxe. I love the level of pigment in this as well. It's sheer enough where it's just so easy to throw on, but there's enough pigment where it just evenly coats your lips in this beautiful color. And if you want a nice neutral color, this is something that will work for so many people. So next, if you're looking for a product that's similar in texture to the Dior and the Clarins, but from the drugstore, I would definitely check out the NYX Fat Oil Lip Drip. I have the clear one here. This is in the shade My Main, and it's a clear lip oil. There's no tint to it, but they do have a bunch of shades that do have a tint to it. If I close my eyes and I put on this, and then I put on this, and then I put on this, I probably would not be able to tell any of these apart. There's obviously a pretty big price difference between these guys, so I would say if you are interested in this type of formula specifically, check out the NYX ones because they're awesome and they're pretty much exactly the same. And I do really like having the clear one in my collection because I layer it on top of literally everything. A lot of the times I'll just put a lip liner on and put this on top, and then I get a really glossy looking lip. Because these formulas are on the thicker side, I find that the way that it lays on the lips is really flattering. It kind of like sits above the lip lines rather than sticking into the lip lines. And so it gives this very like plump and juicy effect to the lips that is just very flattering. So I do really like the clear one specifically because I love putting this on top of lip liners, and that way I can almost like customize my own lip look, and it goes with everything. If I had to choose my #1 favorite with all the products that are sitting in front of me, I think it would have to be this guy. This is the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum in the shade Honey Glow. I was prepping for this video and I could not find this lipstick anywhere. I was digging through every single purse, every single jacket, my entire office. It was gone. I didn't know where it was. I love this so much. I couldn't see myself doing this video without including it. And so I ordered it same day delivery from Sephora, and I literally just got it. Because there was no way this was not going to be featured because it's that beautiful. So this is a fresh tube. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Like as soon as it just glides on the lips, the way that it feels, oh, it's so good. This color and feel, everything about it is kind of like an amped up version of the Revlon lipstick. That's why I find doing these types of videos to be really helpful, because I'm really able to compare the products to each other very easily because I'm trying them one after the other. So it's really easy for me to be like, okay, this is like this, but it's more like that. And it gives you guys a better idea of maybe what the products are like, and that way you'll be able to make more informed decisions of what would work best for you. But this is definitely very much on the same wavelength as the Revlon one, but it is much glossier, like much glossier, and it kind of has more of like a oilier feel to it as well, or rather like a serum-like feel. So even though this is a lipstick, this feels more oil-like and more serum-like than any of the other ones that I've tried today. Actually, such a melty lipstick. When you apply it, it kind of goes everywhere because it just like immediately melts as soon as it touches your lips. That's the only downside to this product. It can get a little bit messy, but I don't even care. It's that good. The Mirror Tinted Lip Oils, probably one of my all-time favorite lip products. I love them so much that I bought every single one in the range. This one is in the shade Taupe. And if we're talking lip oils or tinted lip oils, I would say that this one probably feels the most like an actual tinted lip oil, not like a thick, glossy-esque product. It's very thin. It's not gloopy. It also feels pretty hydrating as well. The tint in these are also, I would say, pretty perfect. There's a couple shades that are a little bit on the brighter side, like this one. This is the shade Cara Cara, and as you can see, it's a bright orangey shade. But because there's sheerness to it, it stays very wearable. Let me show you. Like, this is one of my favorite ways to wear a bright lip color because it keeps it so wearable. So even though Taupe is a really gorgeous neutral shade and I wear it probably the most, I kind of feel like the brighter shades, even the deeper shades, are more worth picking up from the collection because you can get shades like this everywhere, but shades like this, you can get them in other places for sure, but the combination of not just the color, but also the texture and the way that it feels, it's the perfect way to wear a bright color because it just makes it so easy to wear and so wearable. Once again, I'm going to talk about two products kind of in the same breath because they are very similar. This is the M Cosmetics Lip Cushion Tinted Lip Luminizer and the iconic London Melting Touch Lip Balms. These are a little bit newer in my life. The M Cosmetics Lip Luminizers I've had for a really long time and I've really enjoyed for as long as I've had them. But I did want to mention both of them because I do know that some people find it difficult to get their hands on the M Cosmetics products, especially if you're within Canada. It can be a little bit annoying with the duties and everything. So these are very much in the same realm as the Revlon and the Makeup by Mario lip balms. They're lipsticks. They kind of like melt on your lips upon application. Not as glossy as the Makeup by Mario for sure, but it has that really, really nice cushiony feel and it obviously gives some nice gloss to the lips as well. This is the shade Mona Lisa, which is my favorite shade in the collection. I'm kind of redundant in my favorite shades. I know a lot of them are this like brownie nude, but these are some of my favorite colors to wear. The shade does also have a little bit of like a iridescent shift to it, which makes it a little bit more interesting as well. Okay, and now I'm gonna show you the iconic London. This is the shade Love Language. This is a very similar color, very similar vibe, but it has a little bit more like peachiness to it. Honestly guys, sometimes it's hard for me to come up with new ways to talk about these products because like I said at the beginning of the video, a lot of these are very similar to one another. There's just very, very small differences between them. But I think the most helpful part of this video is just to show you guys that there are all these products from all these different brands and price points that I really, really enjoy that give me this very similar look. If you're looking for a lip balm that's a moisturizing lip balm first and then a tinted lip balm second, then I would say that the Summer Fridays tinted lip butter balms are my absolute favorite. This product is, I would say, much more focused on the actual hydration and care of your lips compared to all of these other products. A lot of these can be slightly more hydrating, but I wouldn't put them on if my lips felt chapped. This product I would put on if my lips felt chapped and it would actually do something about it. So this is like a traditional hydrating lip balm texture. So it's definitely a little bit on the thicker side. They have a bunch of different shades. I really like this one, which is Poppy. It's just so bright and fun and perfect for spring and summer. So all that to say, if you want a tinted lip balm that actually hydrates your lips properly, this would be the one I would go for. Of course, I had to mention these babies from YSL. This is called the Rouge Volupté Candy Glaze. I feel like YSL has a lot of different kind of balmy, shiny lip formulas. The Candy Glaze is my favorite though, and I would go for a formula like this if you want something that's highly pigmented. And as you can see, it is a bright red, and this does translate to be a bright red on the lips. And while this does still have that really nice kind of like sheer balmy feel, it is very pigmented and very, very, very glossy. Like, this gives impact. Okay, I applied it a little bit messy, but please excuse that. I just didn't take my time when applying it. But I mean, as you can see, this is shiny, and this definitely does kind of border on lipstick territory, but I still wanted to include it because even though it's so pigmented like a lipstick, The way that it feels, the way that it sits, the way that it shines is very much in the realm of like lip oil, lip balm territory. And normally I wouldn't really go for colors that are this bright in a formula like this. I've worn these shades so many times and I've never had problems with them like going all over my face or transferring too much. Obviously they don't wear as well as like a completely matte lipstick, but there is some like hold to this lip color. When you apply it on, it doesn't really feel like it's gonna slip around. It doesn't feel like it's gonna go everywhere, especially if you do layer a little bit of like a lip liner, you're gonna be good to go. So all in all, this is the lip color that I would go to. If you want the feel of like a tinted balmy lip oil, but with the impact of a lipstick. So the last product that I have here is the one product that I'm kind of unsure if it lands in the proper category for this video, but I did want to mention it anyway. It's from Lights Lacquer and it's called the Jelly Balm. This one is in the shade Das Suspensive and there's really not much color to this. It's pretty much just pure shimmer. When applied, it really does feel very smooth and very silky like a lip oil. Look at this shimmer though. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to pick it up as nicely as you can see it in person, but it's just like pure shimmer. And I love a shimmery gloss. I love having products like this in my collection because you can take any lip liner and any lipstick, layer this on top and just make it pop. It also has no grittiness, which is amazing, especially with the amount of shimmer that's in here. And I actually feel like the name of this is perfect. Jelly Balm is exactly how I would describe it because it feels kind of like a jelly. All right, guys, that is it for all of my favorite lip balms, lip oils, glossy balms, whatever you want to call them. Again, let me know all of your thoughts on all the products that I spoke about today in the comments and hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video and subscribe if you're not subscribed already and want to see more videos like this. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.